All right, guys, it's me back again. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to come clean. I want to just a little bit something about me. Other people have been asking, as in, how did I first got into luxury? Or I don't know if I should call myself a luxury collector or a luxury brand, so to speak. I think I'm more like because a lot of things I buy is vintage, pre-loved, and it's all things from the past. It's not really that current. It's things that I'm still sort of slowly collecting and hunting. So, how I got into collecting handbags, and certainly how I got into the luxury bag space, so to speak, is back in the day. So, this is like going back 15 years ago. I used to join this forum. So we would chat about fashion handbags, shoes, and anything fashion related. It's called the Vogue Forum Australia. And then, we would talk about handbags that we want, handbags that we don't want, or like handbags that we love, and then things like that. And then that sort of got sort of sidetracked into another forum called the Purse Forum. At that time, the Purse Forum, this is going back, I think, 15 years ago. um it's I felt it was a nice community. Some may disagree. I think it probably has changed a lot. This kind of things, really, its vibe really depends on who is running the forums, who is on there, and things like that. And I'm sure from this t-shirt you can probably guess what my first luxury brand was. And I call these things luxury because I don't need a fancy handbag, right? So I'm sure from the t-shirt that I'm wearing, you can already guess what is my first luxury handbag. So anyway, where was I? Okay, so the Post Forum and all that, and then I got to learn about. But at the time, like, we know who John Galliano was, right? And then there was all that big hoo-ha of what he said, what he did, and then he got sacked. But also at around about the same time, the Vogue Forum Australia started a Facebook group to start so that members can list things to sell, or members can buy pre-loved items, or designer items at a good price. There were a set of rules to follow. So you see, we were already on this pre-loved train long before it's popular or Instagrammable. Anyway, so the first thing I bought when I saw this bag being put up for sale, I was the first one to comment, and I got it for a steal. Like, only three figures, not even, so it's like under, if I'm not wrong, like under Aussie dollar, under like 300, 250 or something like that. See, I normally don't talk about prices, but this is how good it is. I could not share with you guys. So it's tan. It's a saddlebag, but it's the old style. It's the Galliano original. And I think this got sold because Galliano then got sacked. And then people were like, oh. But I was like, hey, my gain, my gain. And as we know, Maria Grazia Curie, had made this saddlebag, was reviving this saddlebag, but she made hers bigger, just that little bit bigger. I think it comes up to here. I've tried it on in one of my travels in the dior, in the KL airport, or Changi airport, in Singapore airport. Yeah, the hardware is different. The old original hardware is more rounded, and this is like pure brass, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's heavy. Okay, so, and it's more like the edges are just rounded, less sharp. And then the D here. Yeah. I mean, bags in the 2000s or like in the 90s are just full. Or I think it's just bags at that time was just, Yeah, hard, like, yeah, full of hardware, heavy, sturdy hardware. So this is the Galliano version. And back then, it's a Velcro closure, suede on the interior. Um, yeah, so, and the seller even gave me a little note. Grace, I hope you love your new Dior bag. And, after I commented, sold, PM sent on the post, there were maybe 3 or 4 other commenters were like, okay, I'm the next in line, I'm the next in line, I'm the next in line. I'm like, yeah, I'm not giving this up. Of course I'm going to have to pay. So, yeah, it's beautiful. And I have a bag liner. And inside is that Dior, their version of the monogram. Can you just see like a dark color? It's one slide, one zip pocket, one full-length zip pocket, slide pocket here with a very strong magnet, which is lovely. I actually put my phone in here, things that I need for easy reach. And then in here, it's just sunglasses, lip gloss, lip balm, whatever else in here. And then actually possibly this could fit, but I would just use it as I would use a phone, a card case. But yes, let's put it on and let's see why it's called a saddle bag. Yes, it looks like a saddle shape, but let me just put it on for you. Okay, so the idea was that when it's under your armpit, it just looks like, yeah, from a distance, it's what a saddle would look like on the back of the horse. So this way, that's, the saddle opens. Yeah, so I know. And to think that I almost sold it. I think a couple of years ago, I was sort of decluttering. And I was like, oh, it's a bit on the small side. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll sell it. I'll just sell it for double what I got. I'll sell it quickly. Someone else can have it. I don't even know if people wanted it. And then I went online. That was when I started getting into the bag space again. Apologies, bag space again. That I was like, oh my god! Even the vintage one was selling for 3,500, 3,000, or Aussie dollars. And then I was like, wow, it's having a revival. And it was like $5,000. And I'm like, oh yeah, maybe not. I mean, I've had friends that say, yeah, sell it, Grace. I'm like, well, if it's not really this is why bags are not an investment. So say I bought it for $250. 15 years later, I could only sell it for $2,500 because it is vintage and it is a bit on the small side. It's only 10 times rise its value. Its value has only risen 10 times. I think if I put that money to good use in a bank or buy gold or shares or something, I think the value would rise more. So that's why, let me tell you, I think bags, yeah, it's a consumable. It's not an investment. It's an investment right now for your mental health to make you happy and whatnot. But I'm not sure that it's like a smart investment or not. I think one of those financial gurus will tell you like terrible ideas. But anyway, we digress. So let's see what I can fit in this smaller sized original saddlebag. And yes, I bought this this insert from Samorga. Samorga had a sale because Samorga is expensive. And I chose the thin one. So, when you buy from Samorga, as those of you who have, you will know you can choose thicker felt or thinner felt. And I do find the thicker felt heavy. And the thinner felt means that then, because if a bag is already structured, you don't need, thicker felt, to be honest. Okay, so I push it right in there. And let's see. If I wasn't using a card holder, this bag goes in. Oh my gosh, yes. I love small wallets. Sunnies. Always need to have sunnies in Australia. And then my lip balm, lip, whatever. Oh, eye drops. Just, yeah. Yeah, it is a mini bag, like a small bag. Space for keys, yes. Just a little bit of space for keys. Still, yeah, have like, I can slip my hand in there. There's still space. And um, 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 and then a slip pocket here for the phone, for my phone. Yeah, and it because it's all the way here. So, and I will always buy the mini phone or the small size iPhone. So here it is. That's how I got into the luxury bag space, and this was my first luxury handbag. And apart from that, so this is a fun bag, but also also because from the Purse Forum, I started to get into Mulberry. I was told Mulberry is an achievable, sort of like they're not expensive. They're quality materials. They have quality materials. They're not expensive bag brand to get into. And it's true. I have Mulberry bags from like vintage and from 15 years ago. So I will link below all my Mulberry handbags that I have, videos about my Mulberry handbags, because they were like the very first few videos that I made when I first started getting into the YouTube space. So yes, go back and watch that. And I looked so nervous at the time, but yeah, anyway. So, and then in the saddlebag, in the spirit of the saddlebag, there's another style that also a Galliano edition, a Galliano like version that I've always wanted, looked at it. At the time, I don't know why I never bought any of it. I think nowadays there are more and more like secondhand, uh, like shops, consignment shops, these like Japanese resellers. I'm sure they were there already 15, 20 years ago. It's just that they're more accessible now because of eBay, of the internet. And so therefore, there's a lot more of them around, like platforms like Vestiaire and all that, so the real, right? And so it's easier to find these things. So I went hunting, and it was at a really good price, reduced. So I just had to get it. It was a little bit that it had a bit of color transfer, but I cleaned it up. So let me reveal to you what the other Dior bag is. Yes, so the person who sold it to me, I should say the person who sold it to me, she probably bought it from the Real because it came in the Real dust bag. So yes, therefore it's heavy. So this is called the gaucho saddle, and this is in the larger size. Now it does come in a smaller size, probably about half the size. It's very cute. So if a suitable one comes along, I may buy it only because I just have such a soft spot for these bags. And when it arrived, it had some quite a bit of color transfer here and loss of, because if you can see, it's somewhat metallic. There's like a bit of a metallic sheen to the leather, and you can see that, yeah, it's lost some of its metallic sheen, and because there was some like color transfer, I think from jeans. So I've cleaned it up slowly but surely. I bought products, I cleaned it up bit at a time, and then I moisturize this bag and so on and so forth. So it is worn, I must say, when I bought it from this lady. But the story is this: there was another listing in Australia, which went for a little bit more. Went for, actually, I would say like double the price that I paid for this one. But then she never replied to my offer. I waited a week. Then I thought, okay, I guess she has seen it and she decided that she didn't like the offer. And then this one popped up, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy it. So I bought this one. And then a few days later, that other lady on eBay She messaged me and said, "Oh, do you still want it for your offer? Even though the offer's expired, you can have it for that price." And I'm like, "Oh no!" But it's like this was already on its way. And yes, I bought this from Vestiaire, and you know, on Vestiaire you can't return it. I mean, it's the same for eBay, so I had to decline her, unfortunately. But when it came, I was a bit disappointed with the condition. But then as I worked on it a little bit at a time, it it started to show its beauty. All these brown trims were a bit worn, sort of like dirty. I cleaned it up, surely, you know, like a little bit at a time. And I thought to myself, surely, you know, it should get better, right? Like, because leather is a renewable material. And it did. It just showed itself. It just, the dirt came off bit at a time. And it's now like, the more I do it, the more I love the bag. It's like we got to know each other and we bonded. I know, sounds strange. But yes. Yeah, and I vacuumed the cracks, I vacuumed the inside. And what I've done as well, it's original strap. Look at how big the buckles are, right? That's why it's so heavy. So this is not the original strap. So the original strap is just like from here to here. So really it's like that. It's only like the shoulder length. And this is quite wide. And I think that's why there was a lot of wear here from the bag being worn on the shoulders like this, right? And so you see how it's rubbing on my denim skirt as well. But I like to wear it as a crossbody because it is called the gaucho satchel. And the gaucho satchel actually comes in like loads of different iterations. Search it for yourself. Heaps. There's like double gaucho, where there's like one side is this one, the other side is that one. Like the other side is this other side, you know, on the other side. It's hard to explain. But I actually had a local leather maker, which I have ordered like custom belts before, to make me a belt. So this is kangaroo leather. This is its natural color, because I thought it matches this trim. To make it like just a short, I think I said 50. I could have got away with just 40, to be honest. It's nice and soft. And I just did it this way. Yeah. So that I can use it as an extender. Just so that I can wear it crossbody. And it's perfect because the buckle part is not resting on here. Like, it's actually the leather part resting on my shoulders. But yes, it is a heavy bag. It's hefty leather, but it's also because of the hardware is like quite heavy. The buckle, I've polished it up. It's now so shiny, and it's got this. It's actually that matte sort of metal. And here's, you know, the face, the Dior coin, Christian Dior's face and coin, and this year of establishment, 1947, and a key to Dior as charms. So yeah, I think this is just so cool. Cool in a dated sort of way. I hope. I hope it's dated but cool. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, it's again one of my dream bags. It's quite soft actually. It's got a structure, but I think it's a bit on the floppy side. So I do have a stiffer bag liner in there that to give it some shape. Otherwise, I do think that it's yeah, it's double layered. You know what? I could like actually undo this the second. Yeah, there is like another layer of felt in there, just so that like I think it doesn't need to be that, because the bag is not that flimsy, right? It doesn't need to be double layered felt. So yes, measured it in there, slide it in there. It's nice and right to the edges. And that way, because it's a rather large bag to me, I feel like I can easily lose things in it. So yeah, I think that's definitely made it a lot more organized in the bag and give it some structure and shape. Yeah. So yes, that's my Christian Dior bag thing of the story time. Yes, that's my story time of how I got into luxury. But really, this is like years later. It's the star of today's video is really the Galliano edition saddle bag. Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for continually to support my channel, and thank you for commenting. I do love replying to your comments, so do comment. And thank you to the new subscribers, please, I need new subscribers. Thank you. Bye.